The Friday Morning Rant with Shane Halfyard deals with satire, humor, coarse language, adult settings, and all in all good chucks. But if you're offended by such things, then you might want to move on. So, piss off, Jack. Welcome to the Friday Morning Rant with Shane Halfyard. It is Friday, February 8th, 2019. Before I get on to my main topic, I would like to tell you about, a little bit about my wife. She was cracking me up the other day, okay? This has been something that's been ongoing, and it's a little quirk that she has, and I find it hilarious. When we're watching TV, movies, it doesn't matter. She gets right into it, and she starts talking to the TV. I mean, for example, one time we were watching, I believe it was one of the Halloween movies. And, the girl's running up the stairs. She goes, "Don't go that way. Don't go. No. See? Now you're dead." And I'm just watching her. She gets right into it. She's getting all excited. And, I'm like, "Hun, watching movies with you is funny." Okay, this, I love watching old movies that I've seen before with her just for her reaction. Oh, boys. Yeah. Now, she's from the Philippines. Her name's Girly, and we've been together, a long time, since 2009. So, and all in all, we're pretty happy folks, really. So, we have our little quirks. I'm sure everybody in relationships know that your spouse, your partner has little quirks. Okay, one of her quirks is like that movie thing. Another one is she'll if she can't say what the word is, she'll make the noise of it or call it the thing or and she's pointing and she'll go and sometimes I don't. I'm like no I don't. And I have my little quirks. I mean the ones I know of, like. When I'm talking and I'm trying to say one word, I'll sometimes say a completely different word. I don't mean to do it, and then I correct myself. I'm sure it's happened on the show a few times, and I'm sure it's going to happen many more. And she teases me about that. That's just, it's just all in good fun. We're not hurting each other's feelings. We're not, it's not malicious. She's never been malicious when she teases me, and I've never been malicious when I tease her. It's just a playful, little thing. Now, here's a story. This is hilarious. Now, this isn't her. This didn't happen. This wasn't her that did this. She's just relaying this that it happened to someone she knows, okay? When she was working in housekeeping in Alberta, she had this person that came up to her and said something along the lines of, "Boys, this guy really smiled at me today." And Girlie goes, "Why?" She says, "Well, I was going to clean his room, but he was there. And, they're not allowed to clean the room while the customer's in there, right? While the guest is in there. So she goes, "I'll come back and service you later." And he was like, "Okay." So then my wife tells me, "Why would that guy be so happy?" And I'm like, "Well, he thought he was going to get laid." Maybe it was her, but she didn't want to tell me it was her. So she said like a friend, Oh, God. Yeah, it's an adventure, telling you. Marriage is an adventure. Having kids is an adventure. I love it. I love doing both. But we were watching Star Trek the other day, and we started talking about who is the superior captain. And she believes Captain Picard is better than Captain Kirk. And I said, "Why do you think that?" And she goes, "Well, he's he's smarter, and he's, very respectful and doesn't just go around shooting." She really believes that Captain Picard is the superior captain. Well, I said, on paper, maybe. I said, I don't think he's broken the rules as many times as Captain Kirk has. I said, but Captain Kirk is far more entertaining, right? Like, I love Captain Kirk. Now, there was an episode in Star Trek The Next Generation. I can't remember what it's called. But they were studying a group of people who were kind of like past being a caveman, like they were owning villages, but they were still in the bow and arrow spear stage in their evolution. And they were they looked like cousins of the Vulcans / Romulans. Forgive my voice if I sound a little funny. I believe I'm coming down with a cold. So you may hear some sniffles here and there. Anyway. So what I'm trying to say is they were studying these people. And they got caught. Right? They got exposed. And one of the people that, Captain Picard was dealing with got hurt. So they beamed him. Well, Captain Picard wasn't dealing with at the time. People on the planet were dealing with him. And this guy got hurt. And they beamed him aboard the ship because the doctor said, I can't leave him here. He'll die, blah, blah, blah. And so she took him up there and, did her thing, fixed him. But he woke up. Just not enough to see Picard and the doctor. And then she kept calling him Picard, blah, blah, blah. So he thought he was in heaven, and he thought that was God, and he thought, the God's called Picard. So they brought him back to the planet, and he starts talking about the Picard. Well, Picard goes, holy hell, I gotta fix this, because they got 2 of his men, they got all, so he went down there. He's dealing with it. Excuse me. And the guy's like, you're God, I can prove it. And he pulls his bow and arrow, and he's aiming at Jean-Luc Picard. And Picard goes, say something like, I'm probably paraphrasing, because it's been a while, but, I'm going to get it down, the gist of it. Like, if my death will prove to you that I am a mortal and not a god, then let your arrow loose. Something like that, right? So the guy goes, okay, let's go. And, of course, pegs Picard. Drops him. Well, they get him on the ship, and, they fix him. So that's all right. And then they tell the guy, there was a happy ending. They explain to him, you'll eventually go to the stars on your own, yada, yada, yada. Peace be with you, blah, blah, blah. And they leave. Now, if that same situation was to happen to Captain James T. Kirk, when that guy pointed his bow and arrow at him and drew back his bow, he would have said, you're pointing your fucking stick at me? And would have drew his phaser, melted that dude into a puddle, and then later on banged his wife. And that's why I find him the superior captain. Because he, man, Captain Kirk ever got a lot of ass, didn't he? Holy hell. Green. He didn't care what color. He was the ultimate non-racist. He's like me. If you don't like your color, he'll bang you in the dark. Oh, holy hell. Well, we didn't have any Ask Shane questions this week. So I don't have to worry about a draw or whatever. But come on, guys. Anybody listening, if you want a chance to win $25 and at the end of the year, a chance to win 100, get your questions in, subscribe. All you have to do, here are the rules, okay? You can email me or leave a comment or message me through Facebook as much as you want, right? But they have to be a question or a topic idea, okay? At the end of your email, your post, or your message through Facebook, you have to say, I'm a subscriber, and then sign your name, all right? But you actually have to be a subscriber. I only got 6 right now, so I'll know if you're lying. Okay? So there's that. Now, you can reach out to me through Facebook. My contact information will be in the description down below. You can message me via the comment section, below. Of course, you know where that is. Or you can email me at shanehalfyard@hotmail.com and put in the subject line Ask Shane, so I know, I don't think it's junk mail. And that's it. It's really all there is to it. The first draw will be March 1st, and it's going to be the first Friday of every month for the month before. The last draw, I know I said the date before, but I think I'm going to change it. I want to change it just so I can get you your $100 in time for Christmas. So the last draw, hold on here. The last draw of the year for $100 will be on Friday, December 13th. And that'll be the $100 draw. Okay? And then we'll start it all over again. So the last draw to win $100 will be on December 13th of this year. And good luck to all who would participate. Like I said, you can message me or email me 10 times a day, so long as they're legitimate questions. Not, hi, how you doing, kind of thing. Or topic ideas. Right? But I also encourage anybody out there who, you want to tell me off because you don't like my views and stuff, you go ahead too. And if you subscribe, I'll still put that in the draw. I don't mind debating, and I don't mind stirring the shit. I didn't take it, but I don't mind stirring it, okay? So that's about that. Now, what I'd like to talk about is there is a few topics out there about, transgenders. The first thing I want to talk about is I watched this little video called Transgender Goes Off on a GameStop Employee. Okay? Holy shit. If you haven't seen the video, I'll quickly describe it. And there'll be a link to this video in the description below. This was... Hold on. Pardon me. Sorry. Like I said, I'm coming down with something. Now, first of all, let's get this out of the way. We don't know when the recording started. Okay? We don't know what happened before the recording started. So I'm only basing my comments on the video that is shown. Okay? I'm not claiming to know 100% of the story. I'm only claiming to talk about what I saw in the video. Okay? So we're good, go. Alright, so this transgender, she is at GameStop and she's returning a game for her son. Okay? She bought it for her son. Maybe he didn't like it. Maybe there's something wrong with it. Who knows? Who cares? The GameStop employee accidentally calls her sir. And she then says, I am ma'am, just give me my fucking money. And she's going apeshit. Like, she is totally losing it over this. Now again, maybe he's been calling her sir 20 times already before the video was recorded. Could be true. But he's swearing like crazy. And then this woman off camera says, excuse me, sir, can you please watch your language? My son is here. And then he turns around and he goes ape shit to her. Or she. Please don't go ape shit on me, lady. Well, if you haven't seen this video, this person was just starting her transition, okay? This person is probably over 6 feet. I'm not an expert, but I'm just going by what she's standing around and things like that. Very broad shoulders, broad back. Looks like a very strong individual, okay? And the GameStop employee is not, okay? He looks kind of like, I don't know. He doesn't look like a weakling. I'm not trying to put him down, but there's definitely a size difference between the two. And I think the GameStop employee was, nervous when dealing with this. I mean, this transgender, like I said, probably over 6 feet, very broad shoulder, looked very fit and strong. Also, kind of looked like she had 5 o'clock shadow all over her face. And had a very deep voice. Like, very masculine voice. I mean, I have a pussy voice. I know that. But this lady, was clearly born. She was clearly born a man. And the guy got nervous and said, sir. All right? I didn't hear anything malicious in this. So anyway, then when the transgender is mouthing off at the lady, the guy then goes, "You guys, please stop this." And he goes, "I'm a man." He goes, "I didn't say sir. I said you guys." He goes, "Yeah, but you said before. Now I'm clearly a man." And then the guy slips in and goes, "Sir," and he goes, "Oh," I mean, you could tell he was like really regretting what he said. He said that. So, what does this delicate flower do? Well, she turns around, hauls off, and kicks some sort of display and knocks it over and says, "If you call me a sir again, I'll show you a sir. We'll go meet outside." So, already threatening physical violence to this person. Now, I know that this lady does not represent the entire transgender community, okay? I know that. That's like saying the Grand Dragon of the KKK represents all white people. I know that she does not represent everyone. In fact, Grace, Penny, love you girls. They're two members of the transgender community. They've been friends of mine for years. But anyway, this could have been handled in a lot better way. I think this person wanted her YouTube moment and wanted to be seen as a social justice warrior. Woo! I think a lot of people are looking for their YouTube moments in public. And I think this was just one of those cases. I don't think she was half as offended as she was acting. Right? Maybe she was. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm just spitballing here. But I think she was just, being a bitch. That's all it is to it. That's what she was doing. She was being a bitch. She could have handled that a dozen different ways that could have made less of a spectacle of herself and helped out the transgender cause. She could have leaned in after the guy called, her sir and said, "Excuse me. I identify as a woman. Please call me ma'am or miss." And then if he had said sir again, she could have said, "Excuse me, I did tell you this already. I've asked you to not do that. Please stop." And then if the guy did it again, she could lean in, "I need your ID number, please. I think I need to talk to someone in corporate about you." And she could have respectfully walked away. And I would have been really proud if she had done that. I would have said, "Holy shit, this person's got her head on right. She's doing the right thing." But instead, she used her physical size to dominate this young man. And it did not look good for, to me, it didn't represent the transgender community or the LBGT community. Is that what it is? So, people are going to make mistakes. People are going to screw up. I screwed up. There's someone at my work. He went by a male name for 5 years. And then, he started wearing women's clothing. And I called him by his male name a few months ago. And he just politely leaned in, or she politely leaned in and said, "Shane, that's not my name anymore. It's this." And I said to her, "Look, this is all new for me. I'm used to you being a man. And now I got to get used to you being a woman. And I am not trying to be disrespectful. If it slips out a few times, don't hesitate to correct me. I will get there." And she nodded and said, "I understand. This is a change for everyone." And she, she moved on. We still stay high. That was it. Excuse me. And that's how this delicate flower, at GameStop should have handled this. Right? If I was that guy, I would have went out and punched her in the face. I was like, let's do this. But, that's my immaturity. My luck is I would have said, "Sure thing," got out, then she would have beat the shit out of me. That would have been my YouTube moment. They would have filmed it. I'm crying. "Oh God, please stop!" Snot ropes would be hanging out of my nose and swinging around. Maybe that would have happened. Who knows? But anyway, lady from GameStop, if you're watching this and you want to chime in on what you did, you go right ahead. I'll gladly hear you out, and you're more than welcome to. I would like to hear it. Hear what was on your mind and why you felt you had to do it this way. Okay? All right, so moving on to my next part of the topic here. Should a transgender tell their partner that they are a transgender? Yes, they should. And I'm going to explain why. I understand the counter-argument. The counter-argument is that's their past, that's none of your business. And if we were just talking in the hallway, at a function, 100% right. It's not my business. Right? It isn't. But the moment that the two of you decide to take it from just talking and hanging out with friends to another level of intimacy, that is when those cards got to be slapped down on the table. All right? One, he would have a right to know, simply because he'd have the right to choose whether he wants to be with a transgender or not. Two, it could be very dangerous for a transgender. It really could. There was this incident in the Philippines a couple years back where some guy from the United States military brought home or went to the home of a woman, a person he thought was a woman, and once he got her naked and saw, the little toy surprise, he killed her. I think he drowned her in the toilet. Now, did he handle that right? No. That was a very disgusting act, a very immature act. You knew right then and then that man was not confident in his masculinity, right? Because if any man is going to hurt someone, right, because they're gay or transgender, they're obviously full of some sort of self-doubt or self-hate. And it's just wrong. You shouldn't hurt anybody for their sexuality or their opinion. Like, you can have an opinion that I don't agree with, and I'll never raise my hand to you. The only time I'll ever really, would ever get physical is if I feel I'm in danger. But I'm not in danger by words. People can say whatever they want to me. I don't care. And you can be any sexual orientation you want. I don't care. Well, obviously, I don't want you to be a pedophilia. I don't want, don't come around me. That's gross. That's nasty. But that's because you're hurting the kids. Kids can't consent anyway. But if you're with a consented adult, I don't care what you do. That's your business. It's not mine, and you have the right to do it, so long as both are consenting. But yes, I honestly believe that if you're a transgender, you should say, look, before we go to the next level, I used to be a man, or I used to be a woman. Depends on who's who. And I watched a video by a girl named Jazlynn Westbrook. She's transgender. Seems like a lovely girl. And she talked about, the video's called, hold on here, I got it here. He didn't know I was a transgender, right? And I'll put this link in the description as well. And she talked about the night. Like, she talked about how she, her and her friends went out. And she made a point to say multiple times that she doesn't normally drink, she doesn't normally party, she doesn't normally do that. I think that's not true. I think she does probably party quite a bit. She's young, she's pretty, she's in Las Vegas. Nothing wrong with that. I just think it was kind of her way of trying to say that she doesn't normally act this wild. And I think it was her way of being scared to being judged for acting this wild. But Jazlynn, this one's talking directly to you. Don't worry about being young and wild, right? At your age, it's have some fun with your life. And if people are judging you on that, screw them. Tell them to piss off. Tell them to get stuffed. Okay? I could be wrong. Maybe she really was just, that was like once in a while incident. But it doesn't matter. She's talking about how her and her friends got together and they were drinking, and then they went to a theme park and they were, drinking. They finished their booze before they went into the theme park, and they walked around, and, then they went to a few parties, and she made it clear that it was her idea to go to the parties. Her friends wanted to go home. And so, no, we're out. Let's go party. So that's what makes me think, I think you like to party, dear. Right? So, and she ends up at a party, and she ends up being very social, talking to a bunch of people, finding a bunch of pretty girls, getting their Instagram, giving out her Instagram, and, enjoying the night. Her friends left, but they asked her if she could find a ride home, and she found someone that could give her a ride home, and that was great. And then a young, handsome man approached her, and they spent the night getting to know each other, i.e. making out, And she never told him she was a transgender. In her mind, she says she assumed he knew because a lot of people there knew. She knew that his friends knew. And his friends being the good little friends they are, we men are such assholes. They were filming these makeout sessions. Anyway, so they exchanged information. I guess they exchanged Instagram now. I didn't, what's wrong with phone numbers, but whatever. I guess I'm old-fashioned. And he told her he found out that she's a transgender, and he said she's not into that. He's not mad at her, but he's not into that. And then she started using the excuse that, she was drinking too much, and that's why she didn't tell him. Well, Jazlynn, dear, sweetie, drinking is not an excuse, okay? I can understand you made a poor judgment call. All right, you did. You made a poor judgment call because you were in the heat of the moment, you were having some fun, and you didn't want to wreck it. But I hope you learn from this, and I hope you learn that you should always tell the person up front. Do I think you're a bad person for making a poor judgment call? Of course not. We've all made bad judgment calls. But some of the hate that was spit upon her thing. Like, there was this one guy. He was, he's just a candy-ass keyboard warrior. He wrote something along the lines, again, I'm paraphrasing because I don't have it word for word, but he wrote something like, if she had done that to me, she'd be seeing Jesus. Something like that. I'm like, you goddamn pussy. You wouldn't have done shit. You're just talking big. Do you want to look tough on the internet? You wouldn't have done any of that. So I made sure to put in a comment that she made a poor judgment call, but it was just a mistake. Something like that. And don't listen to these people. They're just, keyboard warriors. Because my God. Really? You'd kill someone over that? How weak are you? Like, how pathetic are you as a person in your masculinity? Right? Like, if I had fallen for that, like, if that was me at the party and I was kissing her, and then I found the next day, I would have laughed it off. I was, look, I'm not gay. Look at her. She looked like, because in the face, the face and her voice, she could have fooled, especially if you're drinking. She would have fooled you. I was like, my God, people. She didn't do any of this to be malicious. Right? And that's the thing you gotta get. You gotta understand that if you're not intending to be malicious, it's not, she's not raping him, she wasn't tricking him, she wasn't trying to hurt him in any single way. I'm sure, she didn't grab him and say, stick your tongue down my throat or I'll beat you. He wanted to stick his tongue down her throat, he did. He got in there. So, smart the fuck up. It's not rape, it's a poor decision. Jesus, stop picking on the poor girl. She's young. Young people make mistakes. Excuse me. Well, old people make mistakes too, but we seem to pick on the young a lot more. But again, my goodness. You have to look at the intent in some of these cases. Like when that transgender got pissed off at GameStop. That guy did not say it in a malicious way. He was just, at the one point I think he was scared. And it just happened. Now if he had went, sir, every single time and was like being nasty and and being rude to her, but yeah, I could see her going off, but she had no business going off like that. And Jazlynn Westbrook made a mistake. People on her comment section are just like really tuned up on her. I didn't see anything positive in the first 12 comments. That's as far as I went down. I was like, holy hell. It's all like, you suck, you suck, you suck, you suck, you suck. That was terrible. There was no support, no nothing. Maybe it was further down. I don't know. I hope so. I hope she's getting over that. I think it took a lot of guts for Jazlynn to come forward with that story. And thank you, Jazlynn, for doing that. And I hope you learned your lesson to be more upfront about who you are with people that you're about to make out with or have any kind of physical relationship with. Anyway, that's my time for now. Sorry it wasn't as provocative as my Gillette one or Do Men Really Need to Change, but it was something I felt needed to be talked about. Next week, I am going to talk about feminism. Alright? I am. So, get your pitchforks and torches ready, I guess. Because I'm doing it. I'm going to talk about it. So until next week, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye for now.